Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're having a great day today. It's a wonderful day out here, getting some sunshine. Just before I'm going to be onboarding a brand new client today. And so the reason I wanted to turn this live video on for you is because I wanted to share something that I will more than likely be sharing with this new client, because it is all about productivity. It's all about getting more stuff done. And 100% of the clients that come to me are completely overwhelmed and distracted. Those are two main challenges that they have. And this is the one thing, I printed this off because I wanted to make sure that I got all of this right. But this is the one of the things that I always share with 100% of my clients, students, anybody who asks me about productivity and getting more stuff done without working harder and all those insane hours, because I don't know about you, but I used to work like 18 hours a day as an entrepreneur, and in my very first business, literally 18 hours a day. It's not an exaggeration. So I would only get 6 hours sleep, and then just do it over and over again. And I was completely exhausted, burnt out, worn out, just whatever goes along with working so many crazy, insane hours. And I wasn't really productive. A lot of those hours were not productivity. It was just busy work. It was just being in the chair for 18 hours a day. And just doing stuff, right? Not really doing any productive work. So what I want to help you with today is 3 things to get really productive. And some of this stuff here, I think a lot of it I learned from Dan Sullivan, if I remember correctly. I want to give props where it's due. But the very first time that I learned about being productive was in 2012, and Eben Pagan taught me about the 50-minute focus. And you might have heard this before, maybe not, and I'm going to share it with you anyway. It has completely changed my life since that time, since 2012, and for everybody that I work with and I share this with. So it's a 50-minute focus is pretty simple. It is what it sounds like. It means that you focus on one task for a 50-minute time period without distractions, without anything. And there's a couple of reasons why we do this. It's because first of all, we're not focused. We jump around pretty much all day long. We're jumping from one task to another, and that doesn't get anything done because it usually takes 15 minutes to kind of refocus. Even if you looked at your email notification and it popped up and you looked at it and you came back to what you were doing, it takes a while to get refocused again. So the 50-minute focus is completely turning off all distractions. I know it sounds kind of weird, right? But turn off all the notifications, maybe sometimes unplug the internet, oh my God, right? Or go to a place where you don't get internet. I don't know where that is anymore, but just turn off all the distractions and focus on the one thing. Now, a lot of people, when I tell them this, they say, well, Joey, it's not going to take me an hour. It's going to take me a whole lot longer than an hour to do this project. The whole point is that our brain will obviously put that block in there and say, well, it's going to take me longer, so I'm not going to start this until I have 3 hours or 2 days. But let's look at what Tony Robbins talks about, which is chunking. So if you chunk down something into 1 hour and you say to yourself, well, I've got to write this sales letter or something, right? And it's going to take me 5 hours to do it. Well, if I only spend an hour on this, if I commit to only spending an hour on this, I'm going to be a little bit further ahead. I guarantee you that if you do that, whatever the project is, you will get a whole lot more done than you think you can do, okay? So that's the first tip, I guess the extra bonus tip. But here are the 3 things that I want to share with you. I wrote them down here. Here's how to design your week to be more productive. One is, like I said, schedule strategic time blocks early in the week. So if one gets interrupted, you can reschedule. So like I just told you, I have those 50-minute blocks. I do 50-minute blocks every single day. But if you're just watching this and you're just starting out doing blocks, try to do at least one a day. One per week. And just to get into the habit of doing it. But if you can schedule 2 or 3 of those 50-minute blocks, I'm only asking for an hour of your time to really focus on something, your productivity will skyrocket. Like I'm talking about 80% skyrocket through the roof if you schedule those blocks. So what Dan Sullivan is talking about is at least 3 days per week, you schedule those time blocks, right? Where you're working on one thing at a time. So schedule maybe 2-hour blocks or an hour block, do it 2 or 3 times scheduled. And if you miss one, it means you could take the other, 2 days or move it over to another day. The second piece is to have buffer blocks. So this is to do low-level activities, 30 to 60 minutes once or twice a day, okay? Buffer blocks. And the low-level activities, whatever they are for you, whether it's looking through your email and organizing the newsletter things that you get in and putting them into folders, or doing stuff that really doesn't impact your business in terms of making you money. It's the busy work that we get caught up in, and we're all like this. But if you schedule those busy work, organizational things, they're kind of important, but they don't really make you a lot of money. If you schedule those twice a day, then you will get a whole lot more done. So those buffer blocks are really what saves me. And I actually went through this morning. When I opened up my computer to start working, I was looking at doing something like moving some data from one hard drive to another because I'm running out of space and blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I'll do this because my mind is set on this, right? But then I remembered this is not scheduled right now, and I can do this when my brain is shut off. That's another big key, because you want to use your brain power and willpower to get the productivity, the most important stuff done, not the stuff that's really doesn't take any brain power, like me moving one folder from one hard drive to another. I can do that at night when I'm brain dead, right? So that's one of my scheduled time buffer blocks, okay? Hey Eddie, good to see you here, brother. Yes, man, money-making tasks all day long, if you can, or buffer them into the 50-minute blocks. So that's what we're talking about today, is the productivity and how to get more done without working harder and insane longer hours. So the third piece is once a week. This one's really important. Once a week, you schedule a 3-hour breakout block, and this is the one where people are asking me, what does this breakout block mean? How can I do it once a week? Well, the first answer is what it is the breakout block is when you put your brain to work. It's getting away from your normal routine. It's getting out of the office. It is whatever it is for you, walking into nature and doing some thinking, or letting your brain just relax, letting your subconscious work, okay? So you don't have to, so the second part of this, especially if you're an entrepreneur watching this and you've never done anything like this, you're going, my God, I don't even have time to tie my shoes, let alone have a 3-hour breakout block every single week. Dude, I get you. You start once a month. That's all you need to do. But you need to time this in. You need to have that breakout time to compress what has been happening through the entire month. You need to also talk about, I just got a message here, swipe that up. You need also time to let your brain work on the stuff subconsciously, because believe it or not, your subconscious works like crazy when you step away. Ever get get ideas when you're in the shower, or when you're driving and you're not really thinking about it, and all of a sudden the idea pops into your head? That's because you have unplugged from what you're doing, and you're allowing your subconscious to kind of work its magic. So that's the power of these breakout blocks. And don't feel as though the breakout block needs to be this major productive thing that you go to Starbucks for 3 hours or something and sit there and you're going to write a book. Like, if it's actually just sitting there and vegging out and just letting your mind wander and stuff, it's all cool. I use it a lot for creative time. I don't put pressure on myself to get this magical thing happening. It's a breakout time, and it will do wonders for you if you do this. So this is the kind of stuff that I teach all of my clients. Like I said, I'm having in about half an hour or so, I'm onboarding a brand new client. I know that he's going to be talking about how busy he is and he's got no time for all this other stuff, and how is he going to get all this stuff done, overwhelmed with distractions and everything going on, because he is in a job and wants to move out of that job, which is one of the things that I help a lot of people do. These are the things that I'm going to teach him. These are the things I'm going to share with him. And if it's just one breakout block per month, and even just one focus session per week, 50 minutes of just doing one thing without distractions, you will get hooked. I promise you will get hooked on the 50-minute focus sessions, because right now, I started this in 2012, like I said to you, and I thought it was absolute like hogwash, and then I did it and I got so addicted to it. That's how I operate my day. So I don't have to work 12, 18 hours a day and just constantly be working. I work productively when it matters. And that's the point, okay? So I'm hoping that this information helped you. Please, if it did help you and you think it's gonna share or help somebody else, share it with your friends and let them get in on this amazing hack to productivity without working longer or harder or these all insane hours. I gotta go. I gotta get on this call and onboard this brand new client. I'll speak to you soon. Have a great day.